It's strange looking, it's not overly fast, and it's a bit chilly to ride on a cold day. On the other hand, it's pretty light, it's quite high-tech, and it's cheap. It's the Phazer. I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. This is a hard-to-understand snowmobile, but it's also fun to ride, especially this new 144-inch XTX package. The simple fact of the matter is that a full-grown rider with any riding experience at all is not well suited for this sled. Big guys like me simply feel huge on the tiny Phazer, and its 80 horsepower, 5-valve, 500cc twin-cylinder 4-stroke mill does have pretty impressive torque down low, but runs out of jam pretty fast to be exciting on a fast trail. But if we're all going to be honest here today, let's just call a spade a spade. The Phazer is not intended for riders like me, so to judge it poorly because it's not a sled I would personally buy is just not fair. Hand a Phazer to a beginner or a smaller rider and you've got a recipe for excitement. It's not intimidating in size or performance, so younger riders who are just learning find it quite easy to control. It's got electric start, EFI, and electronic push-button reverse, so it's extremely easy to use, and it's fairly lightweight, so it's not hard to maneuver. In terms of being beginner-friendly, the Phazer only has one major drawback in my opinion. It's not an overly warm sled to ride on a cold day. Its minimalist bodywork and almost bug-like design provide little in the way of wind protection. A low windshield keeps the air off your face, but your knees and lower half may get a bit chilly. Truth is, only the most hardcore and dedicated sledders usually head out for a ride when the mercury drops real low, so the Phazer's target audience probably won't be too upset by the lack of wind protection. This XTX package is kind of interesting. It includes a 144 by 14 wide track with a 1.5 paddle. It looks pretty cool, and for a Phazer, it's surprisingly capable off-trail. That Pro Mountain 144 skid does come at the cost of ride quality, but pair it with the lightweight Phazer chassis and motor and you get a sled that can easily be run off-trail through the backcountry with minimal effort. Somehow, this longer track and skid frame actually improves the Phazer's all-round fun factor. I've always been impressed with the little 500cc twin found underneath the Phazer's bodywork. If you think about what's going on inside that motor at 12,000 RPM, it's almost unbelievable that it can survive 15-minute pulls down Kevlar Lake at full throttle. But it can, day in and day out. Bottom end is where this little four-banger really shines, and it honestly lacks nothing in corner-to-corner performance. Sure, it runs out of steam on top end pretty quick, but it's that excellent torque that helps spin the longish 144-inch track even in the deepest snow, giving a new off-trail rider the ability to go almost anywhere they want. Ergonomically speaking, the Phazer is actually quite good. Its seat is overly hard, which does hurt its long-distance comfort rating, but thanks to its 14-wide track, the tunnel's really narrow. Combine this with the thin dirt bike-inspired seat, and you've got a sled that's easy to stand up and move around on, even for a smaller rider. At the end of the day, the Phazer's never really had to make any excuses because, simply put, it is what it is, and there really isn't anything else like it. Throw in the additional off-trail capabilities afforded by that longer track, and you've got the perfect sled for a boondocker in training. With that said, I think this motor has a lot more potential than the Phazer chassis is allowing to achieve. With new chassis available to Yamaha, we wonder what the future holds for the Phazer and its little-sized motor with big-sized torque.